Hey everybody, Ananias here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Zonk for the Turbografx 16. This is a turbo chip game. Just means it's a cartridge for the console. There was a sequel released called Super Zonk for the. It was actually a Super CD, um, but it wasn't nearly as good. I'm just being honest. Um, Now, sound wise, I'd have to go back and revisit it. Super Zonk was one that I didn't own growing up. And it's one quite frankly I'll never own just because it's too expensive at this point. But I do remember that the scrolling didn't look like what you're seeing right there, where you have kind of the layers that layer effect, which kind of adds depth visually. And the Super Zonk, for whatever reason, I guess it was just kind of a they just kind of ran through it real quick or what have you. I'm not sure. I never looked into the reasons that it wasn't nearly as good. But apparently it just wasn't. This game, on the other hand, is freaking fantastic. It's a side-scrolling, horizontal, cute 'em up. So it's a shmup. It's a shoot 'em up, but it's cutesy. Um, Now I assume this is difficulty level here. I don't remember. This was a game that our family did purchase whenever whenever I was younger. But then, and I think I mentioned this in one of my older videos, or actually I think it was one of my first videos, that I had a bunch of Turbografx 16 cartridges and a Turbo Express stolen at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Long story, but yeah, I'll just go with automatic. Well, no, you know what? Manual. Okay, manual now. Okay, so what's going on here? You get to choose from all these different characters to join you on a particular level. So once you choose one of these characters, they join you for that stage, and then that's it. And they're not with you the entire stage. You have to get this big smiley face with sunglasses on. Don't know why sunglasses, but anyway, has sunglasses on. They'll join you, and then if you get that same icon again, that little big smiley face, then you kind of merge with that character. It's kind of weird, but anyways, you're invincible for a little bit, and you kind of become this super character, but you can't pick the friend again for another level. So you and each one of these guys has um, like a separate special ability, so they're good for different levels. And I don't remember any of that. I'm just being honest. So we're gonna just let's pick this big guy. We'll go through a couple levels here. I have beaten this game before, and I beat it right after I had repurchased this. And this was the first Turbografx game that I repurchased. And it's only been 2 or 3 years ago that I started buying back some of these Turbografx games. The Canton, Ohio thing happened, Pro Football Hall of Fame incident happened a long time ago. That happened back in, probably the early '90s. But anyway, so basically in this game you've got different kinds of power-ups and things you can pick up as you're playing. I just picked up one that shrunk me, obviously, and in doing so, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's harder to pick up these items, but at the same time, you're also more difficult to hit. So you've got a smaller hit box, and then you do have this shot that's not necessarily heat-seeking, but it kind of shoots toward wherever the enemies are. So that part's kind of handy, but in all honesty, there's a lot better weapons in this game. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this small character unless there's nothing else. Right now I've got boomerang. So there's tons of different different weapon types and power ups and things that you can get. That'll turn you small again, which is cool. The music is neat. The graphics are bright and colorful and just kind of neat. So again, I do really like this game a lot. I think if I hold this in, yeah, you got like oh, that's right. Okay, so I've got the boomerangs right now. So if I hold down this button there, then you kind of have this spread shot. Now, notice how it was different that time? Well, it was different because I'd gotten hit and I lost the weapon upgrade that I picked up. So standard fair, that's the power up shot there. And if I have, like before I had the boomerangs, it shoots differently. So there's tons of different weapon variety in this game too, which is really neat. I hope I explained that. Okay. Okay, now when I pick this up, me and Scud here are going to merge into I don't know what. I don't remember. Oh, okay. We're going to merge into a bee thing, I guess. I didn't remember what we merged into. Gosh, I can't pick anything up. Let's try that again. So hitbox detection, at least for pickups, may not be the greatest because I mean that little smiley face went through my head a couple times. So, okay, there we go. It takes a little practice. Wow, it's so touchy. Okay, so at this point, that smiley face is going to be points because we've already upgraded as much as possible. All right, so we're gonna go fight a boss. There's a mini boss. There's 2 bosses per level, and I think on this one you face him twice. It's the same guy. One thing that's cool too is that whenever you're firing, okay, wow, I got hit. Whenever you're firing, you can take out a lot of the enemies' bullets, and sometimes you want to do that on purpose, just to help clear the screen there. So, but anyways, I can't remember now if I mentioned. Yeah, well, anyways, I had a bunch of games stolen at the Hall of Fame. I'll just drop it. I'll just drop it there. But basically, I was being a stupid kid. I have no idea why I brought in my Turbografx and a handful of games into the Hall of Fame. I sat down and watched. I think it was like an all-time sack leader video or something like that. Because I remember watching some footage of Deacon Jones, and I had never seen him play before, and was just like mesmerized by it. And got up and left from the video, and I'd left the bag with the Turbografx and the games sitting right there. And honestly, it did not take me long either. I was gone for maybe, gosh, 5 minutes at most, and ran back and it was gone. Of course, panicked, freaked out, ran all around the Hall of Fame. Couldn't find it anywhere. Went up to the front counter. Nobody turned it in. It was just a nightmare that played out, and it's something I'll never forget. But anyway, so I've been kind of on this journey, I guess you could say, to repurchase some of those games. The problem is that at this point they're a lot more expensive than they were at that time. Back in, again, the early to mid 90s. Most of those could have been repurchased for pennies on the dollar, literally, for what they cost now. This one, when I repurchased it back maybe, I don't know, 4 years ago, give or take, ran about $70, and that was for the cartridge only. And even at the time, I remember realizing that it was actually a pretty good deal. I mean, it really wasn't. It's not like I paid a premium or anything. And I'm not sure what this game goes for now. I'd have to look it back up. But I should mention, full disclosure, I should mention this, I guess, at the top of the video. I am not playing on original hardware right now. I am playing on my PS1 Classic, and it's just to get a little bit higher picture quality. That's it. I promise. I own the game, and I own the obviously the hardware. I wanted to get a really sharp picture, as sharp a picture as I could for the upload. So anyway, but let's see, where was I going with that? But anyway, yeah, we had gone down to Canton for there was actually a car show, if I remember correctly. I can't remember if the car show was in Canton or not. That's irrelevant, I guess. But this was the one game that was probably the one that hit me the hardest, for 2 reasons, I guess. One is it's a fantastic game, and I adored it, and still do. This is still one of my more favorite shmups on a console that was known for shmups. another console being the Sega Saturn, but I never was really huge into that. But the other reason was that it actually technically was my mom's game, and I felt honestly I felt really bad that I did what I did, and it was completely my fault. I don't know. It just surprised me that my folks weren't just like, nope, you need to leave that in the car. Again, not blaming them. I was certainly bright enough to realize it was a stupid move. It's not like I was going into the Hall of Fame to freaking play Turbografx games. But anyway, it is what it is at this point. So there's only one other really expensive one that I can think of off the top of my head that I still don't have, that I lost, and that was, I was trying to remember the name of it. It was a haunted house kind of game. What was that? It's like Ghost Lair. That doesn't sound right. And it wasn't Dragon's Lair. That was a CD. A disc. But basically, you're this kid in a haunted house, and that's about all I remember of it. I didn't really play that one that much. It was really hard. At least it was, for me being a kid. Ghost Manor. Oh, that sounds right. I think it was Ghost Manor. But anyways, I remember looking it up back whenever I got this game, and it was actually a little more expensive than this one. It was running more like $100, and I didn't need the case. Of course, I already had the case. Same thing with this game. And this one was actually, let me back up, or let me reword that. This game technically didn't come with a case. It came with instructions, but not a case with the. See, most of these turbo chip games came with a jewel case, looked just like a CD case, except it had a clip on the inside. Gosh, I don't know how I missed that. It had a little clip on the inside that would hold down the game cartridge, and that was it. But otherwise, looked exactly like a CD jewel case. So it had the instructions, on the inside of the, on the inside cover and all that, or on the inside of the, anyway, whatever. And so the game had instructions. It just, wow, I didn't think that was an enemy. Wow, that was not good. So anyway, so this one did not have, gosh, sorry, I know I'm mumbling right now, but I'm kind of trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. No, that didn't go well. So I got 4 people. Ghost Manor, I don't remember if that one. Wow, I gotta do better here. Good gosh. Okay, well, I really did not do good there at the end. Ghost Manor, I don't remember if it originally came with a case or not, but it doesn't matter because I've got whatever it is that it originally came with. I picked up a few other games, but they were much cheaper. Some of the like pinball games for the system and that kind of thing. Alien Crush and Devil's Crush. I can't remember if I picked that one back up yet or not. But anywho, I didn't mean to go on and on about the Canton thing, but. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's another handful of levels. Now there's not as many levels as characters here. At least I don't think so. And it could be that the difficulty level that I chose has something to do with how many levels there are. I know in Bonk, and I think it was Bonk and Bonk's Revenge, I believe, were set up that way. I know Bonk's Revenge is, where basically if you pick easy, then you've got 5 levels, but if you pick the medium difficulty, you've got 7 levels, and the most difficult is 9 or something like that. I'm just kind of picking numbers there. But that was basically because the levels weren't any more difficult. It's just there were more of them, and I don't think this game is like that, but it could be. And this was tied to of Bonk in that I think it was an ancestor or something like I mentioned before. So they were kind of trying to put I think a new face to the console, because this was I believe a later release on the system, and which is kind of weird because Bonk was actually, I know it was released on the original Nintendo. I'm not sure if it was a simultaneous release, so if Bonk was released on the Nintendo and the Turbografx at the same time, or if it was NES first. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of a trip down memory lane for me a little bit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, and take care.